Well, one of you had said that you wanted to see some more magic books. And so I was going through some of my magic books the other day and came across this little little book by Dr. Hoy, or David Hoy. He went by Dr. Faust. He was, I don't think, an actual doctor of any type, but this is a book on mentalism effects by David Hoy. And this is actually a signed copy. And anyway, so I'm just going to go over quickly some cool stuff in there, just my favorite trick in this. This is from 1963. And this is one of those odd little publications. Those of you that know, familiar with the magic fraternity, and by magic I mean performance magic, not Damien Eccles butt stuff magic, but performance magic. You're probably familiar with these books. If you've been in a magic store before, they're usually plentiful, and most of them don't have an ISBN or anything like that, so it can get a little weird trying to run them down outside of places like eBay, because you have to be very literal in your search about the title and all. But this one has some cool mentalism or mind reading tricks in it. And my favorite one in this, and I'm not going to give it away here because it's an amazing effect for those that know, it's called the Hoy book test. And it's a great use of suggestion, and which is kind of the bedrock of the entry level hypnosis to accomplish this effect. And what you do is, the way it appears to the spectator is you, at a party or something, you grab a couple of books off a shelf and you say, okay, the spectator takes a book and you take a book and you say, flip through, I'm going to flip through the book. You tell me when to stop. They say stop. You say, turn to page 45. And they turn to page 45 in their book, and you tell them the first word or the first sentence on that page or whatever. And I've probably done that in more, impromptu settings than just about any other trick, because if you're at a place where there's books, you could do that. And that is definitely, as magicians sometimes refer to it, a start your own religion magic trick, where if performed properly with the right build-up, it really is amazing. But this is full of stuff like that. That's exactly what he means when he says the bold and subtle miracles of Dr. Faust, because some of these, you definitely got to have a pair on you to pull off some of this stuff, because a lot of it is pure suggestion. They are using your directing them as to how they believe and perceive what you're doing. So, I thought some of you all might get a kick out of some of Dr. Faust's stuff or David Hoy's stuff, just because a lot of it is, I don't know if I think he was also a professional hypnotist too, but a lot of his mentalism is really good, solid stuff. And mentalism is one of those few kind of branches of stage magic that can still, to most rational adults, still feel like real magic. Like if you ever go see a really good mentalist perform, it really does feel like you're witnessing actual psychic phenomenon if it's performed right. And that's all of his stuff is in that vein. So the Hoy book test, I think it's printed other places too, but if you look it up, that's in magic parlance, a book test is basically where you have somebody take a book, flip to a page, look at something, and you're able to tell them what they just looked at. Which, unless you've memorized every book in a library, even then, that would be an amazing feat in of itself. So at the very least, you have an amazing memory, or you have psychic powers. Either one of those looks pretty amazing. So, but anyway, that's one of those kind of icebreaker things I do at parties sometimes when I'm around, and if there's books around, I will get set up to do that. And so you can look that up, and I'm sure this one is, there goes the clock. I'm sure if anything, this one is out there on eBay or something like that, and you could probably look up the Hoy book test and find the instructions for that. But kind of funny story to close this out. Half-price books, which obviously I'm a big fan of half-price books, the way I got a lot of books like this was I was going to this one half-price bookstore by my house. This was all the way back in like 2013. And I went in there and they had some really good magic books and I bought them all. And I went back another week or two later and they had even more and I bought those. And they were all like really good magic books, like really kind of insider publication stuff, good performance magic. There's certain, like, there's about 20 books that you'll see in the magic section typically that are all kind of the mainstream books. They're all the same kind of tricks and all, and you'll see those pop up again and again. But to actually see like this kind of stuff pop up is rare at a regular bookstore. So I was grabbing all those up and I was in there again, and I think I went for like a third time and there was even more. And so I asked the manager, I was like, so do y'all have any more of these in the back? Because I noticed they all were, this guy had written his name. He was a local magician in the Dallas area. And I had looked him up and he had found his obituary. So he had passed away. And I guess his family just dumped his books at Half Price Books. And I asked him, do you have any more of his books back there? Or do you have any more magic books? And they go, do we? Yeah. They said, we got like 3 big boxes of stuff like this, and we don't have any ISBN numbers, so we don't really know how to price this stuff or anything. So he's like, if you want, I'll wheel them out here and you can take a look. So they brought out this cart of 3 huge, big boxes like this, full of magic books and 8x10 pictures and all kinds of stuff that weren't really half-price books kind of things. And the guy was like, make me an offer. And I did and walked away happy. They were happy. I was happy. And I wound up with a metric ton of these kind of books like this. So, and I can't remember. I think this is one of those that I got because one of the things this late magician had done in all his books was he had marked some of the better material like this with these little cut Post-it notes, and I thought that was kind of clever. So now, whenever I see those, I think of him, and I hope wherever he is now, I hope he knows that his book collection is, at least the part that I was able to obtain, is in good hands and being properly appreciated. So anyway, there you go. There is a magic book, and I will mix in a smattering of magic books as I go along, because again, the whole point of this channel was originally a very real need to catalog my books, and I do still want to complete that task. So I'll still be going through a lot of magic books, mainly on the magic end, probably just the more eclectic, weird stuff that some of you all might appreciate. But anyway, that is The Bold and Subtle Miracles of Dr. Faust by David Hoy. So if you like minimalism magic, this is a fun one to get your hands on.